Hi, today SST class 8 and the content of SST will be today geography, and in geography our today's topic is resources. Okay, so let's take a quick look up about what are going to be the topics in this chapter. Okay, so let's take a look. Yes, now to the topics that we are going to take in this chapter, or you can say learn in this chapter. Okay, our first content of this chapter will be what are resources. Second topic will be types of resources. Okay, third, conserving resources. How are we going to conserve resources so that it could be used in future? And the principles of sustainable development. So this will be our today's 4 topics. But in this section we will take only 2 contents. It means that this chapter we will learn in 2 parts. For today's session we will only take what are resources and types of resources. But all over the chapter there will be 4 contents, 4 topics. What are resources, types of resources, conserving resources, and principles of sustainable development. Got it? Now let's move to the chapter. Now first topic is what are resources. Do you all know? If you do not, then now you'll know. What are resources? Resources are materials that can be used and have value. Like if I give you example inside the house only, okay? In your own house, the things like clothes, utensils, food grains, comb that you use to comb your hair, okay, bottle in which you fill the water, or the jars in which you keep some things, books that you have in your bag, etc. Means we know there are many things that we use in a house, so that all things are resources. It means resources are the materials that can be used. Means whatever we use is a resource and has value. Okay, what are some resources that people use other than this? The one which examples I told you right now, like books, food grains, etc. Other than that, what do people use? That can be fossil fuels, wind, solar, hydropower, etc. Now here I have shown you a picture. Just have a look on the picture which is given there. You can see what are the resources that is used by us on the earth. Water, animals, air, oil, gas, rocks, even the sun. It gives us light and heat. Plants, and the plants need the soil. So these are, you can count as only some kind of resources or some kind of examples of the resources. But there are still many more. Okay? Now we will move more about the resources. You should know more about it. Okay? Now some sources have economic value. But how? They have economic value owing to their demand and scarcity. Means here you can say that the resources which are in great demand, we take great care of them. Or you can say like the scarcity. Scarcity means you can say the one which are in very less quantity. Okay. So we have to take the care of the resources. We have to use these resources very carefully. Some resources we can get it back. Means you can say like renewable or non-renewable resources. In the section when we will learn that, you will come to know more easier. But here we are trying to learn that some resources have economic value owing to their demand and scarcity, whereas some resources do not have the economic value. Why? Owing to their abundance and negligence. We neglect many things, many resources. We use them, but we don't use them properly. So there are many resources which have economic value and many resources which do not have economic value because of abundance and negligence. Now the resources like crude oil, precious metals, valuable minerals, etc., they are in a great demand. Right? They are in a great demand. So they have a value. Now the resources like mountains, rivers, sea or forest, because they are not made by man, and so they do not have any economic value. So here we have seen that the resources have economic value owing to the demand and scarcity, and the resources which do not have economic value because of their abundance and negligence demand. Okay? Now how does something become a resource? Resource, resource, resource. We are listening from last 5 to 10 minutes. But how does something become a resource? Let's see. Have you thought? How does something become a resource? As I have told you, first, what is a resource? Think, what is a resource? I have told you, resource are the materials that can be used or which have value. Okay? So now, how can something become a resource? The things become a resource only when they have value. When we use it or when they fulfill or satisfy our need. Okay? The resource gains its value by how it is used. It means the resource becomes valuable by our usage. How important it is for us. How precious it is for us. If you want some examples, we can see like water. What do we use water for? drinking. It means we cannot live without water. So water is an precious resource, or you can important resource for us. Food which we eat, that is also a resource and an important resource for us, right? Some other resource which we use, pen, pencil, paper, that are also resources because we use them for writing. It fulfills our need, right? So you have come to know how does a resource, or how does something become a resource. Something becomes a resource when they have value, when they fulfill our need. Okay? Now, do you all know that the resources that we have on our earth, whatever resources, either they are in your house or either they are in your surrounding, have you seen anything in equal proportion? Not understood? Means I'm trying to ask that whatever you have in your surrounding, like the trees you can count, or you can say mountains and many other things, are they all in an equal proportion? Means if there are 5 or 10 trees around your house, is there everywhere 5 and 10 trees only? No. Means why are resources distributed unequally over the earth? Have you ever thought that? Why are resources distributed unequally? The resources we have it. We have it in the house also, we have it in the surrounding also. But did we know that the resources which have been there, are they distributed equally? No. But why? I'll explain you. Okay? Why are resources distributed unequally over the earth? Okay? Now, before starting this topic, I would like to tell you one important thing. Whatever is being taught in any of the subjects, please note down each and everything in your notebook. Today, about this topic, that is resources, please note down everything so that at the end of the session, when I'll ask you some questions or I'll give you a small exercise, you will be able to answer everything. Okay? So now, moving to why are resources distributed unequally over the earth? The resources are distributed unequally over the earth because the distribution depends on a variety of physical factors. Like terrain, Terrain, terrain. Okay? Climate, altitude. Okay? Altitude. Now, what is terrain? Terrain is the specific physical feature of an area of land. If you ask me an example, so I'll tell you like a rocky place, coastline, such kind of. Okay? Means a specific physical feature of an area of land. So that is terrain. Okay? So here we were discussing why are resources distributed unequally on earth. So the physical features, all these factors are not same everywhere. If you see mountains, then you can say the mountains are not equal everywhere. It varies from place to place on the earth. Okay? The level of development and technology levels determine the distribution. So the distribution of these physical factors shows us that the resources are distributed unequally over the earth. Everywhere it is unequal. If you see the climate also, the climate is also not equal everywhere. Take it Rajasthan. Is the climate in Rajasthan, or you go towards Jammu and Kashmir, is the climate of Jammu and Kashmir and Rajasthan the same? No. It depends upon the physical features. Okay? Now moving further. How are the resources and people related to each other? How are the people and resources related to each other? Before knowing how are resources and people related to each other, we should first know about the time and technology. The time and technology are the two important factors that can change any substance into resources. Because which both time and technology are related to the need of the people. And here you can also say that the people themselves are the important resource. The people themselves are the important resource. So, the changing of time and the changing of technology you can say, are the important factors which help the people to change the substance into resources, which we can say human-made resources. As I told you, people themselves are the most important resource. It is their ideas, their knowledge, their inventions, their discoveries that lead to the creation of more resources. So the time and the technology has helped the people with their ideas, knowledge and inventions to create more new resources. Each discovery or invention leads to many others. When you invent something, or when you can say, like when people invent something, by that invention, by one invention you can count, like one invention they can invent more things. It gives you new innovations you can count as. The new innovations how to make new things. Like if I give you an example, that when fire was invented, or you can say that when fire was discovered, what did people do? Did they only save themselves from the animals and that's why they discovered fire? No. With that invention, they practiced to cook food. Right? Means a new resource, a new invention, and they try to do more new things with it. If more example I could give you, like when they invented wheel, when people invented wheel, what happened? It resulted in the development of new modes of transport. Means here we are trying to explain, we are trying to learn that as per the change of time and the technology. Technology means the application of latest knowledge and skill in doing or making things. When we invented new things with the help of technology and the change of time, it took us more forward. By the invention of fire, we started cooking food. By the invention of wheel, the mode of transport for us became more easier. Right? By the technology, you can say hydroelectricity, lights were not there. But by using the technology or by the change of technology, new technologies, we were able to create electricity, hydroelectricity. So this is what time and technology, by the help of time and technology, people have made new resources. Okay, now to the next, we will see the types of resources. Okay, the types of resources. And with this, I'll show you a small clip. Okay, sometimes theory is what? Sometimes practical is more better than theory. If you see the video, whatever I have explained you, it will be more easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's move to the sources and their types. Types of resources. Now, resources are generally classified into three. Like you have learnt in class 7 about the environment. The environment, whatever if we get it in the environment, you can say is at resources. So here resources are also the same: natural, human made and human. The resources can be classified into three: natural, human made and human. Now, what is natural resource? Anything or everything that is available naturally on earth. The one which has been given by the nature. You can count it as the one which has been given by the nature is natural resource. Example: tree, air, water. These are natural resources. Next, human-made resources. Human-made resources means the resources that are obtained by modifying the natural resources. The one which have been made by the humans by modifying the natural resources. In this, you can count the metals like things like iron, steel, aluminium. These are all made by men. The raw materials are by the nature, but from that raw material, when it is modified and changed into iron, steel, aluminium, etc. Okay? Now we will move to the human resource. Now, what are human resource? Human resource refers to the quantity or ability of the people. Quantity you can count as population, and abilities like mental or physical ability of a people. Okay? So these are the three types of resources: natural, human made and human. Fine? Now moving to the natural resource. Now, resources, which ones? Natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification. Means God has given us water. Do we modify something in the water? No, na? Directly, which water God has given us, we use it. Sunlight, can we modify the sunlight? No, it has been given us naturally. Trees, can we modify the trees? No. So here you can say, whatever is being given to you naturally, okay, are natural resources. In the example, you can count the air we breathe, the water we use, the soil, the minerals. These are all the natural resources. Okay? Now these natural resources, more we can classify into different groups depending on their level of development. Means you can say like how we use, okay, stock, and as per the distribution on the earth or distribution in the surrounding. Okay. Now further, these resources, which resources? The natural resources, we can classify more into two groups. One is actual resources and other is potential resources. Okay. Now what is actual resource? Actual resource are the resources those about which we know the quantity. Actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. Like we know, example, water, coal, petrol, such kind. Okay? And potential resources are the resources those whose entire quantity is not known at all. The entire quantity of that thing is not known, of the resource which is not known is known as potential resource. Example, if you ask, it is uranium which is found in Ladakh. So, natural resources are the resources which we get directly from the nature, which cannot be modified or which we don't modify and use it as it is. More, these natural resources can be classified into two groups. One is actual resource and other is potential resource. Actual resource are those resources whose quantity is known. Example, water, coal, petrol, etc. And the potential resources are the resources whose quantity is, entire quantity you can count, cannot be known or may not be known, or these are not used at present. For example, uranium which is found in Ladakh. Okay? For now, about whatever we have learned, like natural resources or resources, and more about natural resources, I'll show you a clip. In that clip, it will be easy for you to understand about whatever we have learned today. Okay? So now, moving to the clip, watch it very carefully. Watch the clip and try to understand whatever we have learned in this chapter. Okay?
Natural resources. The resources which we get directly from nature is known as natural resources. For example, sunlight, air, water, coal, petroleum, etc. We use these resources in our daily life. Natural resources. Natural resources can be divided into two. They are renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources. Some of the natural resources can never get exhausted or completely finished, such as sunlight, air, water, and soil. These are called Renewable resources. Non-renewable resources. Some natural resources like coal, petroleum, minerals and forests are very limited and could be exhausted soon because of overuse. These resources cannot be reproduced easily. They are called non-renewable resources. Sunlight as a natural resource. The energy obtained from the sun is called solar energy. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living things on the earth. Plants utilize the solar energy and store it in the form of food during the process of photosynthesis. Human beings and other living organisms depend directly or indirectly on the plants for food. Air as a natural resource. Air is an important, inexhaustible natural resource essential for the survival of man. Air is important for the growth of plants and animals. Water as a natural resource. Water is absolutely necessary for living. It is an inexhaustible natural resource. Water is essential for all life processes. Water is used for drinking, cooking, cleaning, and many other household activities. Water is essential for agriculture and industry. Soil as a natural resource. Soil is a base on which all plants grow. It provides anchorage, minerals, water, and air to the plants. Soil is a storehouse of minerals like saltpeter, rock salt, gypsum, bauxite, hematite, calcite, etc. Soil makes a good habitat for various microorganisms. These microorganisms form humus and make the soil fertile. Soil is used as a raw material for making bricks, mortar, pottery, and other materials. Rainwater percolates through the soil and accumulates above the bedrock, forming the water table. This water is pumped out for domestic or agricultural use. Forest resources. Forest is an important natural resource. It is the most important natural habitat for wildlife. About 1/3 of the world's land surface is covered with forests.
Types of natural resources. Natural resources are of two types: renewable sources, non-renewable sources. Renewable resources are those which are regenerated through various natural cycles. For example, sun, plants, animals, soil, wind, air, and water, etc. Oxygen in the air is regenerated through photosynthesis, and polluted water is renewed through the water cycle. Therefore, air and water are renewable resources. Air, water, soil, and solar energy are non-living renewable resources. Plants, animals, and other organic products are living renewable resources. The living and the non-living resources are interdependent. Non-renewable resources are those which cannot be replaced in the environment after their utilization. Metals, coal, oil, natural gas, minerals, etc. are non-renewable resources. These resources being limited in quantity, man has to be very careful in using them to obtain the maximum benefit from them.
Difference between renewable and non-renewable resources. Definition: a renewable resource which can be replenished or reused. It means it will never run out. A non-renewable resource is a type of resource cannot be replenished. Example: water, crops, geothermal, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy are the best examples of renewable resources. Whereas coal, petrol, natural gas, etc. for non-renewable resources. Advantages: renewable resources operation cost is low, clean, no harm for the environment, sun, wind, ocean energy, etc. are available in abundant quantity and are free to use. These sources have low carbon emission and therefore are considered to be more environmental friendly. Whereas non-renewable resources, they are cheap and easy to use, known for their efficiency, ability to produce a lot of energy in short period of time, little or no competition. Disadvantages: renewable resources are not very efficient in producing energy in a massive scale. They can be noisy, they are expensive to build. Whereas non-renewable, they will eventually run out, no clean, they are threatening to the environment. Maintenance cost: renewable resources have high maintenance cost. Non-renewable resources has low maintenance cost as compared with the renewable energy resources. Life of resources: a life of the renewable resources is infinite, whereas non-renewable life
So,
of
now,
resources is finite and
thank you
vanishes
for
one
watching
day.
the clip. I
Present.
hope you have understood
Available in
what
unlimited quantity,
has been
whereas
learned in
non-renewable
this
or limited
chapter.
quantity.
Okay? Now, I'll give you a small exercise. Okay? Note down the questions and try to answer them. Okay? So, try to note down the question answers as I say. Question 1. What is utility? What is utility? What is utility? What did I say? Utility is try to remember. Utility is what makes an object or substance a resource. Okay? Now the next question. Our next question is name the types of resources. Which are the types of resources? Natural, man-made and human. Human-made or man-made is the same. So there are 3 types of resources. Now you have to list 5 resources you use in your house. That is to be done by your own self. Our next question is what is natural resource? Now what is natural resource? The resources that we get directly from the nature. Okay? And on what basis, the next question, on what basis are natural resources classified? So, how are they classified? On the basis of development and use, the resources can be classified into 2 groups. actual resource and potential resource. So, now for the part 2, as I did tell you at the starting of the session that we are going to complete this chapter in 2 parts. The first part has been done, resources and types of resources. Now the second part, in the second part we will learn about conserving resources and principle of sustainable development. Till then, just note down the question answers which I have told you and learn that. Okay? Thank you. Take care of your health. Goodbye.